friends, here's just a little preview. Oops, what did I do here? A little preview or kind of reinforcement on how to divide fractions. I know we went through it a little quickly today, so here's just an additional video to help out a little bit. All right, so dividing fractions. So say I have 2/3 divided by 4/5. All right, 2/3 divided by 4/5. Well, I've checked to make sure I have a fraction and a fraction, right? Okay, so I do. I have two fractions. 2/3 is a fraction, 4/5 is a fraction. So no mixed numbers, no whole numbers. So I'm good to go. So now with division only, I use a process called keep, change, flip. I'm going to keep the first fraction. I take division and I make it multiplication, and then I flip the second fraction. It's called the reciprocal. So if it was 4/5, it becomes 5/4. Now I ignore my original division problem, and I now only focus on my new problem, which is multiplication. So I think back to the rules of multiplication. Okay, step one, I'm going to see if I can cross simplify. Well, 3 and 5 are both prime numbers, so I can't cross simplify those. But 2 and 4 can be cross simplified, and those can be divided by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So now I multiply across. 1 times 5 is 5. And 3 times 2 is 6. Those are number neighbors, so that's my final answer, 5/6. So we just top times the top, bottom times the bottom, right? That's back to our rules of multiplication. Okay, so let's try one that has a whole number. So say I have, I don't know, 6/7 divided by, I don't know, 10. Let's try that. Okay, so I always want a fraction and a fraction. So before I do my keep, change, flip, I'm going to rewrite these as two fractions. 6/7 is a fraction. I'm going to keep division for now, and I'm going to make 10 a fraction. In order to make 10 a fraction, I put a 1 under it. Okay, now I have a fraction and a fraction. So I'm going to use the process keep, change, flip. Okay, so I'm going to keep 6/7, change division to multiplication, and then flip 10/1. It'll become 1/10. Okay, so now I have a multiplication problem. So I look, can I cross simplify? Well, 7 and 1 cannot be reduced, right? 1 and done, can't do anything with that. So let's look at 6 and 10. 6 and 10 are both even numbers, so they can both be divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Okay, so now I multiply top times the top, bottom times the bottom. So 3 times 1 is 3, and 7 times 5 is 35. And then I can't simplify that because 3 is a prime number and does not go into 35, so boom, I'm done. Okay, so that's a fraction divided by a whole number. So now let's look at the kind of the hardest part, right? We want to do a mixed number divided by a mixed number. So let's do 2 1/2 divided by 1 1/4. Okay, so step one, I want a fraction and a fraction. So I need to make my mixed numbers improper fractions. Remember, you're going to multiply the bottom, add the top, work your way around. So 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5/2. Denominator stays the same. I'm going to keep it division while I convert. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5/4. Okay, so now I have a fraction and a fraction. So now I can use my process, keep, change, flip. So I do 5/2. I keep that fraction. Change to multiplication, and then I'm going to flip. 5/4 becomes 4/5. All right, so now let's see if we can cross simplify. 2 and 4 are both divisible by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And then 5 and 5 are both divisible by 5. 5 divided by 5, 1. 5 divided by 5, 1. So now I just do top times the top. 1 times 2 is 2. Bottom times the bottom. 1 times 1 is 1. I have an improper fraction answer, so 2 divided by 1 is 2. Now, I can check that with a calculator, right? Now, I've done all this hard work. I've gotten that my answer is 2. So now, let's look and get our calculator open. Sorry, I should have been more prepared for this part. But I'm going to use that calculator for today. So I'm going to go to Google, and I'm going to type in scientific calculator. Ooh, I'm going to say Desmo scientific calculator. All right, well, opens there. I'm going to open this first one. And then let's minimize that so I can see my problem. Okay, so here we go. So 2 and 1/2. So I like to start with the parentheses, 2 space 1/2. It'll write it as a fraction for me. Remember, I got to take my little cursor to the outside and then close the parentheses. Divided by 1 space 1/4. And look there, my answer is 2. My answer is 2. So I know that I'm correct. So we can check our work in the calculator, or we can do the work in the calculator, but knowing how to do it longhand is also very helpful. Let's check our work up here, right? Let's just make sure we're correct. 6/7 divided by 10. Parenthesis 6/7. Move my cursor out, parenthesis, divided by 10. Well, that's a big old long decimal. Oh no, let's convert it. 3/35, 3/35. So that answer was correct. Let's check the top one, make sure I was right. Parenthesis, 2/3, move my cursor out, put the parenthesis again, divided by 4/5. Let's convert that. 5/6, boom, I know I'm right. So using the calculator from Google will help you kind of check to make sure your answer is correct. Let me know if you have any questions. Love y'all. Bye.